What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including an ex-WWE star death hoax, Lars Sullivan's new career, The Undertaker challenges a Bollywood superstar, SummerSlam ticket news, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into the first story. Our first story looks at SummerSlam tickets almost gone. Now, today's top story concerns the WWE's 21st August SummerSlam pay-per-view being held in Las Vegas' Allegiant Stadium. And if you're planning on buying tickets to the event, you definitely want to move quick, as reports are coming in that the tickets are selling fast. A recent report from Wrestling Inc. indicates earlier this week, pre-sale tickets went on sale for WWE SummerSlam. At least several thousand tickets were sold, and at one point there were more than 2,000 people waiting in the Ticketmaster queue. As we've noted in past news videos, the WWE is looking to make SummerSlam its biggest blockbuster show of the year, even bigger than WrestleMania 37. The show is reportedly being used to kick off WWE's return to touring, but just how many fans will be there? They noted on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that 36,000 to 37,000 tickets were sold. Ticketmaster has listed the current capacity for SummerSlam at 41,661. Now at this point, it remains to be seen whether the stadium will be opened at full capacity, believed up to 72,000. Naturally, the WWE is hoping to make the event a spectacular success at the box office, not only to energize the fan base for live events, but to prepare them for the fall television series. Next up, an ex-WWE wrestler death hoax. Our recent story brought a tear to some fans' eye when they heard that the beloved wrestler The Blue Meanie, aka Brian Heffron, had passed on to that great squared circle in the sky. However, don't believe the story for 1 minute, as apparently the Meanie's death was the latest death hoax to make the social media circuit. Metro's Alistair McGeorge reports that the story began circulating on 19th June, including an edit to Blue Meanie's Wikipedia page to reflect his untimely passing. However, when Heffron discovered the story, he quickly took to social media. "How come no one told I was dead? Jerks." Seriously though, someone fix that. The 48-year-old superstar, perhaps best known for his role in the legendary Blue World Order parody in ECW, is thankfully still amongst the living. As fans know, the internet can be a great source of stories and a clever way to get the word out. Unfortunately, it also exemplifies the saying garbage in, garbage out when it comes to false reports. Now, these hoaxes have been around long before the advent of the internet, and the information superhighways only made them faster to disseminate. Fortunately, they're also easier to squash too. Next up, Lars Sullivan's new career. If you're curious what former WWE superstar Lars Sullivan has been up to, well, the WWE's frequently injured superstar is apparently training to step into the ring, but it won't be a wrestling ring, but a boxing ring. Wrestling fans haven't heard much from Sullivan, whose WWE career seemed destined for a major push. However, Sullivan had a snakebit career in the WWE, with problems ranging from personal issues to injuries to controversial comments from his past surfacing to sabotage his career. While Sullivan was pushed when he was healthy, his frequent injuries kept him from getting any type of momentum, and he was ultimately released in 2021. Now Sullivan is considering a career as a boxer. Fightful Select is reporting that he has begun training, and he wants to wait to see how his training goes before making any type of commitment to boxing. There also appears to be some confusion over whether he's training for bare knuckles boxing or contemporary boxing. Whichever one, he's said to be hopeful, as his background as a WWE superstar can help him score some fights should he decide to pursue fighting. Next up, Undertaker challenges a huge Bollywood star. Now, The Undertaker challenged just one of Bollywood's biggest stars to a match. Bollywood superstar Akshay Kumar recently caught The Undertaker's attention when he tweeted a picture with the blurb, "Raise your hand if you've defeated The Undertaker." The picture featured Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Triple H, and Akshay, who commented, "A hilarious note to mark 25 years to the release of Kaliyodam Kal Kaladi tomorrow." A fun fact though, it was wrestler Brian Lee who played The Undertaker in the film. His tongue-in-cheek tweet caught the attention of The Undertaker, who replied, "Tell me when you're ready for a real rematch." Kumar seemed up for a challenge depending on one condition. "Let me check back on my insurance and get back, bro." Hopefully for Kumar, The Undertaker appears happy with retirement, but fans know that retired wrestlers are known for their returns to the ring. Next up, Smackdown flops. It looks like Smackdown didn't get much of a bump in the ratings from the WWE switching the Mysterio vs. Reigns Hell in a Cell match from Sunday's pay-per-view to the 18th June edition of the Blue brand. While there's still no confirmed story on why the WWE moved the main event match to free television, one theory is that the WWE hoped to raise the Blue brand's ratings. However, while SmackDown's ratings did go up for that night, it wasn't a major increase, which suggests the cage match didn't do much as you'd expect. Wrestling News' Andrew Ravens noted, the episode drew an average of 1.928 million viewers, which is up from last week's Friday SmackDown episode that did an average of 1.853 million viewers on Fox, according to Spoiler TV. The first hour did 1.926 million viewers, while the second hour did 1.93 million viewers, and it also pulled in an average of 0.5 rating into the 18 to 49 demographic. This is up from the 0.40 rating from last week. This was the overnight rating, and we're still waiting on the final rating, but for now, the WWE has to ask why the rating wasn't higher. Could it be due to the lack of hype, as they didn't promote the match other than via social media, and even then fans only had a day's notice that Ray vs Roman was being moved off the pay-per-view. This is the type of stupidity you'd associate with late 90s WCW, and while we don't think the WWE is headed for the same fate, the horrendous hot-shotting has to stop. The challenge will be how Vince McMahon reacts if ticket sales for house shows and TV shows like Raw and SmackDown don't sell out. While there have been good sales for shows in major markets such as Houston, Texas, which will host the return of live fans to SmackDown, there's talk of that other shows haven't done well. Fans know that Vince McMahon loves his quick fixes even when they don't make any sense in the long run, and often even in the short run. Putting a major match like Ray vs Roman on SmackDown seems like one of those moves. While SmackDown finished first in the ratings that night, was it worth giving away a Hell in a Cell match on free television to accomplish this? Not only this, but they managed to piss off USA Network in the process. If the WWE can only increase its ratings by resorting to airing extraordinary matches on television, what does this mean for the show in the long run? Will fans tire of seeing these matches both on television and on pay-per-view? Well, it's a difficult question to ask, as wrestling has evolved over the years from only featuring squash matches to airing top-tier matches. Again though, what will the WWE have to do to make pay-per-views seem special, and where does the law of diminishing returns take over? As we've noted in our analysis of the Blue brand, having the Hell in a Cell match on television, while entertaining, hurt the importance of the match, taking away its status as a special event reserved for pay-per-views. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, a new name for the former IIconics. And last but not least, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay are no longer working in the WWE, but the former IIconics team appear to be ready to resume their tag team when their no-compete clauses end. In fact, it looks like the team may already have a new name. Wrestling News' Paul Davis recently reported on a possible lawyer-friendly name for the two. Cassandra Lee McIntosh, formerly known as former WWE superstar Peyton Royce, has filed for the trademark of the Inspiration. Now, it never hurts to use a name that capitalizes on your time in the WWE, while at the same time avoiding infringing on the WWE's intellectual property. We'll have to see if Australia's iconic team can do this. There's no word on where McIntosh and McKay plan on wrestling, but they should be able to liven up any tag team division they work in. But there you have it guys, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Are you guys ready for Hell in a Cell tonight? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.